What happened at Riviera this week carries a weight that extends far beyond a standard trophy presentation on a Sunday afternoon. For a brief, brilliant moment, it looked like everything golf is supposed to be. A young player under enormous pressure, a leaderboard collapsing around him, a final putt that decided everything. The crowd felt it. The television cameras caught every ounce of it. And Jacob Bridgman walked off the 18th green at Riviera Country Club as a PGA Tour champion for the first time in his career. But now, within days of that moment, a shadow has emerged over the entire story. And if what is being reported behind the scenes develops into something official, this could become one of the most consequential and uncomfortable situations the Tour has faced in a long time. What Bridgman accomplished on Sunday deserves to be understood fully before anything else is discussed. He entered the final round of the Genesis Invitational with a 6-shot lead at Riviera Country Club, one of the most demanding and storied venues in American golf. For most of the afternoon, he looked in complete control, stretching that advantage to 7 shots with 12 holes remaining. Then the leaderboard started moving. Adam Scott put together a brilliant 63, the kind of round that reminds you why he's been elite for 2 decades. Kurt Kitayama posted a 64. And then Rory McIlroy, doing exactly what Rory McIlroy does on Sundays at prestigious events, ground out a 67 and applied the kind of late pressure that has ended countless leads over the years. A 7-shot cushion became 1. Just like that. Bridgman later admitted that he lost feeling in his hands on the putting green during those final holes. Anyone who has competed at any meaningful level understands that isn't an exaggeration. That is what genuine pressure does to a human body. He had pictured walking up the 18th fairway with a comfortable margin, the tournament already decided. Instead, he stood over a 3-foot par putt with 1 shot separating him for his first PGA Tour victory. He made it, 1 over par on Sunday. A 1-shot win over McIlroy and Kitayama. In doing so, he became the first player since Adam Scott in 2005 to play Riviera for the very first time and leave with the championship trophy. After the round, Bridgman said the reality of what he had just accomplished was far beyond anything he had ever imagined for himself. Looking at his face in that moment, there was no reason to doubt him. Then the story shifted. Golf journalist Dan Rappaport, citing sources connected to McIlroy's representation, reported that Rory told people close to him that he personally witnessed multiple rules violations by Bridgman across the 4 rounds of the tournament. More significantly, the report indicates that McIlroy intends to formally present his concerns to the PGA Tour for review. This is not a rumor circulating in the anonymous corners of social media. This is a credible report suggesting that one of the most respected players in the sport may formally initiate a rules investigation after losing a tournament by a single stroke. The allegations involve 2 specific situations on the back 9 during rounds 2 and 3. The first concerns improving a lie during round 2. Bridgman allegedly pressed his club into the turf near his ball with excessive force on multiple occasions prior to making his stroke. Under Rule 8.1 the rules of golf, a player cannot deliberately improve any condition that affects the shot, whether that involves the lie of the ball, the stance, the area of intended swing, or the line of play. When intent can be established in stroke play, the standard penalty is 2 strokes per breach. Bridgman won the tournament by 1 stroke. The arithmetic of that is not lost on anyone following this story. The second allegation involves a relief drop during round 3. The claim is that the ball was dropped marginally outside the defined relief area, potentially by only a matter of millimeters, to gain a slightly more favorable lie or angle. At the professional level, millimeters are not trivial. The difference between a clean contact and an awkward lie on a closing hole at Riviera can very easily be the difference between a birdie and a bogey. Relief procedures under the rules are precise for exactly this reason, and even minor intentional deviation carries the potential for penalty. The word that sits at the center of all of this is intent. The PGA Tour is expected to conduct a thorough review using every resource available: broadcast footage, high-definition camera angles captured from multiple positions, shot link data, and potentially direct conversations with the players involved. Modern professional golf exists under a level of technological scrutiny that previous generations of players never faced. Every movement during a round can be isolated, slowed down, and examined frame by frame. If violations are confirmed and penalties are applied retroactively, the official result of a signature event changes. FedEx Cup points shift. Prize money is redistributed. A player's status and trajectory are altered. A career-defining victory becomes something else entirely, or disappears from the record altogether. Neither Bridgman nor the PGA Tour has issued a public statement as of now, which means everyone is sitting with uncertainty while the process plays out. That uncertainty creates a genuinely uncomfortable space for fans of the sport. Golf has always distinguished itself through integrity and the expectation that players will self-police and uphold the rules regardless of competitive consequence. When a player of McIlroy stature and standing raises concerns about what he personally observed, dismissing those concerns without examination is not a reasonable option. At the same time, allowing a young player's first career victory to be consumed by unresolved allegations before any facts are officially established carries its own serious costs. If the investigation concludes that nothing improper occurred, Bridgman's win grows in stature. He survived a collapsing lead, the pressure of the final holes, and now scrutiny of the most uncomfortable kind, and came out on the other side with the result intact. If penalties are applied and the result changes, the ripple effects will extend well beyond this one tournament. The standings shift. The conversations in the locker room shift. The way players observe and interact with each other during close finishes shifts. The broader question of how the tour handles ultra-precise video review in an era where every detail is visible to anyone with a camera becomes unavoidable. This is no longer simply a story about who won the Genesis Invitational. It is a story about trust, about process, about whether the institutions of professional golf are equipped to handle the collision between modern technology and competitive integrity. The coming days are going to determine a great deal, not just about this result, but about what kind of precedents get set for everything that follows. This season just became considerably more complicated than any of us expected,